1. Engine 259 to Bronx. 10-4. Engine 287 to Bronx.
Right now we're at the corner of Charlotte and 170, the most infamous fire alarm box. By the late 70s, you had perhaps several thousand vacant buildings, burned out structures. You had empty lots. The streets were filled with potholes. Hydrants were broken, running. Sanitation, if anybody left garbage in the street, they were just left there. Animals were dead, decomposing in the streets. The first wave of arsons came from the landlords. They hired people, perhaps supers, junkies, to torch apartments. They would hire these people to go up and start the fire on a vacant apartment on the top floor. And that way the fire would go up and spread across the whole building, and next thing you got 4 or 5 apartments involved in fire. There were booby traps, which would include holes in the floor that were covered over with linoleum, holes on the roof that would be tar papered over. There was bottles of gasoline left in the closet. So when you had like a fire really raging in an apartment, that bottle would light up and boom. I'd like to talk about the equipment we had back in those days. We had masks that were very cumbersome. Many times we couldn't wear the face piece because we couldn't see, we couldn't communicate. And every time you would open the nozzle up on the fire, a tremendous surge of steam would come back on you. And we felt it right through our gear, our faces. We got burns on the faces, on our ears over here. This corner was visited by several presidents, first by Jimmy Carter, then Ronald Reagan. But the one that affected me most would be the one when Carter came, because finally somebody is recognizing what's going on down here. Because before that, the media had shut it out like it didn't happen. You know, when I come around here, and I do, I pass through the old neighborhood every now and then. I like what I see. It's like people are living good lives here. When I left here, it was either lots full of grass and wild trees growing up, or rows of burnt out buildings just standing, and all of a sudden, it's a nice neighborhood.